Welcome back. In this video, we'll be looking at how you can search for relevant academic literature using the library search system in Library Online. This is step 3 of the search cycle, searching on the identified search engines using the identified keywords. Library Online is your way into all of the various resources available to you through your library services. It can be found on Library Online. Library Search is a powerful search engine. You can use it to find and access high-quality academic resources. You can search for online books, full-text journals, and many other resources. And your results can be refined to show the kind of information that you actually need. Library Online gives you access to all of the various resources available to you through the library services. You have access to a wide range of support for your academic skills, and this can be found under the option for Develop Your Skills. The Skills Support Overview tells you all about the range of support from the skills team. This includes online workshops and online tutorials, all of which are available to support the development of your academic skills. Under the same Develop Your Skills tab, you'll also find the Guide to Referencing. This is your complete online referencing guide. If you've not already done so, have a look at it. You might want to bookmark it so that you will always have it ready for quick access. We also have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week library chat, which can be found on the right-hand side on the small button. If you need any help with library services, you can contact us through the live library chat. Alternatively, you can use the Contact Us option on the top toolbar, which will give you a lot more ways of contacting the library services. On the right-hand side, in the top box, you can see the A to Z index of databases, a link to your reading lists online, which we talked about in a previous video, and a link to the subject guides. We'll be looking at the subject guides in a later video. Let's start with Library Search. Library Search is your database of all of the resources that are available, and you can enter your keywords in the keyword box here. Here I've entered the terms police with a star and hate crime in speech marks and victim with a star. Notice my use of this star symbol to truncate the words police and victim. This will find all possible endings for these words. So, for example, victim with a star will find victim, victims, victimization, etc. Finally, I've used the speech marks for phrase searching around the phrase hate crime. Refer to the video on identifying keywords for more information on this. But now I'm going to click on to search to actually perform the search. And the search has found over 16,529 hits or results. 16,500 results is probably too many to look through, and it can appear overwhelming when you first start looking for information, when you retrieve such large amounts of results. However, You can use the options or filters on the left-hand side to reduce the number of results you get. So firstly, I'm going to set my date range. If I come down the filters on the left-hand side, under the date option, I can change the from date and look for, say, the last 5 or 10 years. I'm going to choose 2017 to 2022 and then click on to refine. So I've now got 5,000 results, probably still too many. So again, using the filters on the left-hand side, I can focus my results on a particular resource type that I want to use. So under content type, I can select books or ebooks. I'm going to click onto that, and I've now got 14 books, some of which are saying that they're online, available online, and some of which are giving me a location. So let's have a look at this supporting victims of hate crime. If I click onto the title, it takes me into the record for that item. Here I've got the title, the author, and the date. And importantly, I have this shelf number. The shelf number 364.15CH is where you'll find the book on the shelf. If I come down a bit further, I can see that we have 2 copies of this book, and if I come down further still, I get the full description of the book. If I come back up to the middle of the screen, I can see this toolbar that asks me to sign in to see if there are any request options. So if I click onto the sign in option, I'm asked to use the Hallam Student, Staff and Partners link, and that will give me the option to enter my usual login code and password, or in this case it's taken me straight through, but you might find that you're asked to log in. So it's telling me that there are 2 copies available. I've now got this option here to request. This request option will only appear if you have logged in, and you can tell that you've logged in the top right hand corner. Your name will appear so that you know that you've logged into the library system. If I go to this request option, this is where I can request the book if all the copies are out on loan. If I click onto the pickup location, I can choose to pick up at Collegiate or in the AdSets library. And currently, at the moment, you can also request for something to be sent to your home address or your term time address. This is available at the moment. It may change as COVID restrictions are lifted. We may be changing this option, but currently that is available. You also need to select the date when the item will no longer be of any use to you. So that's probably when the assignment has been due in, and click on to request to send that request. Sending a request for items that are out on loan will stop the automatic renewal process and force the borrower to bring the book back. The borrower will have 5 working days to return the item, and then once the item has been returned, you will be notified that it is available for you to collect through your email. It's a good idea to keep an eye on your email to ensure you see any of these messages either to return an item because it's been requested, or because an item that you have asked for is now available for you to collect. So far we've looked at accessing print books that are available physically in the library. But what if you just want electronic resources? Perhaps for whatever reason you're not able to get into the library. Perhaps work commitments or home life commitments make it difficult for you to get into the physical library. Many of our resources are now available online for 24/7 access. Let's go back to the start of the search. This time I want to have a look at the online resources. So under the filters, I can choose the option for online on the left-hand side. So I've now got over 4,500 results. Again, if I come down, I can choose to have just the books again. If I click onto the book type, I've now got 12 results, which are all saying that they are available online. In order to see the online book, if you click onto the title, it takes you again into the full record. So we've got the title of the book, the author and the date. And we also know it's available online because of this option, available online. And if we go down to the Find Online section, we have a link to get the full text. So I can click onto that link and it will open up the full text of the book. Here we have the title of the book again, and if I come down, we've got each chapter that I can access. So here we have the abstract of the chapter, some keywords, into the full text of that chapter. We've also got links on the right-hand side that we can jump to if we want. Different publishers have slightly different interfaces for their online resources. So if we have a look at this handbook on crime and deviance and go to this link under the Find Online eBook Central, we can see that the interface looks slightly different, but we've still got our option to read online. And if we click on to read online, it takes us into the full text of that book, as you can see. However, you might decide that you don't want to read a book. You're really wanting to have a look at some academic journal articles. Again, we can do this from the beginning of our search. We've got our first search results. I'm going to come down again. I'm going to reset my date limit to the 2017 onwards and refine. And this time, when I go to my availability, instead of going to the book option, I'm going to select the article option. So now all of the resources that I'm finding are journal articles. And I either have the link to go available online, or I've got the option to download the PDF, whichever you want to do. When you've logged in, using the sign in option in the middle toolbar, as we did when we were requesting an item, we know that we have signed in because of the name appearing in the top right hand corner. We can also select items that we want to save. Using this red pin on the right hand side, the little pin icon, we can select the items that we want to save. And then if we go up to the big pin at the top, in the top right hand side, just next to your name, click onto that pin and the items that you have saved will appear in your saved resources. This can be quite useful if you don't want to read something straight away, but you want to save it so that you can come back to it. they'll stay in your saved results. In a similar way, you can save the search using the option to save query. So if I click on to save query, that will save that search for me. I can go into the big red pin at the top and look at my saved searches. And there is my query that I've saved. And from here I can set up alerts on the right hand side, set up an alert so that this search would rerun automatically once a week, once a month, once every 2 months, whatever. So in this video, we've looked at accessing library search through the Library Online web pages. We've demonstrated a keyword search, and we've looked at refining or limiting your results by a number of different means: date, format, and online resources. We've also looked at how you can request material that's already out on loan and how you can save or pin your results. In the next video, we'll be looking at how you can search some other subject-specific resources. Thank you for listening.